doing the hard work with physical fitness and you start taking away all the bad things that go into your body, and this amazing feeling of joy replaces the temporary emptiness of pleasure. I am out walking and talking, taking a little break from my freelance work, working out of the back of a presidential motorcade SUV I turned into a tiny home. Got Wi-Fi, been hanging out here on the west side of Santa Barbara. Just got done kind of recording another video, a little bit emotional, so maybe I have a little bit less energy, but I want to tell you guys just a little bit about how the gym saved my life. And if you're in a place in your life, maybe isn't where you want to be, you're battling a bad habit, struggling with an addiction of one form or another, I really want you to understand that there are a lot of things, there are a lot of steps, but the first step to overcoming the vices, overcoming the bad habits, to, developing self-belief again, is physical fitness. And it doesn't make sense necessarily until you get started, but man, the gym absolutely saved my life. And whether you choose to go to the gym, do powerlifting, do aesthetics, do yoga, whether you like riding bicycles, running, playing basketball hard for 6 days a week, as long as you're getting intense physical activity 5-6 days a week for at least an hour, everything else in your life has the ability to change. And it's such an interesting thing that happens. When you go out and you overcome self-inflicted discomfort and you don't take days off and you don't say, oh, well, I don't feel like it today, so I'm not going to. And you keep doing that. You do it week after week, month after month, year after year. I'm about 980 days since my first day walking into the gym, when I was had me a big old pudgy belly, a big old flabby chin, little scrawny ass arms and legs, no self-belief. I was at a pretty low point in life. A lot of things had gone wrong at that point. And, that was the first step. Because of the gym, I was able to overcome my bad drinking habit. With the bad drinking, the whole time I was trying to figure out nutrition, I overcame that. It started getting easier and easier to eat better and better. Now I can't not eat good, literally. I was hit 39 living in my parents' basement after, I'd been building a life up in the ski town of Breckenridge, Colorado for 7 years, was married for 5, and I didn't know what in the world was going on with life, so I just dedicated myself to the gym. I said, this is the most important thing in my life. And it turns out, as I start following other really successful entrepreneurs, they'll tell you that the gym's more important than business, the gym's more important than money. Physical fitness is more important than almost anything, and it allows them to be the individual they need to be for their family, for themselves, for the business. It really teaches you that anything and everything else that you're going to do, you believe in the capabilities of it, and you are willing to overcome the challenges and the hardships and keep going when other people would bow out. There's something so deeply spiritual about challenging the body, about fasting, about removing all these negative, disgusting poisons that we've been trained to stuff down our faces. The grocery store, it's like, are you kidding me? Most of the stuff in there was never fit for human consumption. It was never made for it. And America's the worst about this stuff. And once you start removing that stuff from what, when you're doing the hard work with physical fitness and you start taking away all the bad things that go into your body, and this amazing feeling of joy replaces the temporary emptiness of pleasure. And let me tell you, I prefer joy over pleasure all day long. You look at people that have made it, have had access to everything, Dan Bilzerian, Wes Watson, people who have obtain the ability to have whatever object, whatever woman, whatever life they want, and they'll tell you those things will not make you happy. Now, I don't have those things yet, but I understand the message, and I understand that, you know, the feeling I get from going into the gym when I could be sitting around watching TV, playing video games, stuffing my face with burritos and Doritos, but I never do. And, you know, at this point, like, I mean, I've pretty much don't have interest in interacting with hardly anybody anymore, because everybody I know, you know, they're drinking, they're eating unhealthy foods, they're living a life of gluttony, of consumption, they're obsessed with material objects, they've got debt for objects that they don't need, that don't serve any true purpose or value in their life. Just none of it makes sense, you know, and they're all stuck in a place that I don't want to be. I don't think most of them want to be there, but they don't know any way out. They're too busy paying on all their debt for their, you know, a bunch of different objects, and, you know, maybe nights out, maybe eating out on a credit card. Yeah, we'll keep going this way for a little while. So this message might not have come together quite as concisely as I wanted. Neither did the last one, but, you know, getting on camera here, talking to you guys, it is just like the gym. It's repetitions. I have to get out here. I know the substance of my message. I know that it's pure. I know it's going to help people. And now I just have to get used to conveying it properly. I have to get better at putting it together. And, you know, if I never got in the gym, I never would have ended up living in a 4x4 camper that I built out of my own imagination, living on the beach in the sand dunes, creating content out here, making good money while doing it on the West Coast. I would have been stuck in Wichita, Kansas, you know. I mean, my one-bedroom apartment, once I got out of mom and dad's house, that didn't last that long, you know. I mean, I had to land somewhere after the divorce, but I mean, my one-bedroom apartment was $500 a month, easily livable. But, you know, I've got a university degree, and I've pretty much sworn off of selling the skills that degree comes along with that degree for time or for dollars, because they're just too valuable. I can make more money in food service in a lot of places, you know. Not in Kansas. It's $2 an hour plus bad tips there. You know, I worked at a family chain restaurant just to have a little ace up my sleeve. Thank goodness I had it too. I ended up landing, I didn't know where I was going. I landed somewhere I didn't plan on. This restaurant happened to be there, and it's probably one of the worst tipping restaurant environments, but still, in Wichita, Kansas, it was $2.13 an hour plus tips. I averaged $8 to $9 an hour after everything was said and done before taxes. Out in San Luis Obispo, California, that same exact job with the same exact menu and the same exact prices was $16 an hour plus still bad tips, but it averaged between $35 and $40 an hour. So, you know, when you're not paying rent and when you're still in a low income bracket, might as well be out on a beach, you know, exploring, pursuing new and different things, trying to figure out what in the world this life's about, and then finding a way to have a positive impact on the world, you know, because if I was stuck in Wichita, Kansas, I don't know if I would have ever overcome alcohol. I probably still would have been working out, but, you know, there's plenty of people I see in the gym. I know that they do a lot of drinking too, and they're battling demons that I've been able to beat. Yeah, I'm still somewhat fresh into the sober life, but it's not just, I mean, I don't have the desire anymore. I don't want to get drunk. I don't want to numb my senses. I don't want to feel less of the life I'm living. I want to feel more. I wake up early now. I don't have, my alarm doesn't go off. I get up at 4 to 5 in the morning. I'm ready to go. I work out every day. I've got a mission. I've got passion. I've got purpose. And it all started with that first day on November 2nd, 2021. And I walked into the gym, took those pictures of my skinny fat self, I said, this is my new life. I'll never stop. And I'll never stop. I'll never drink again. And I'll never stop pursuing the best version of myself, because that will be the individual who has an impact on this world, who can help others improve their lives, who can do wonderful, positive things. I never had any idea that I thought my channel was going to be about camping and overlanding. And now it's turning into, yes, my pursuit of adventure and freedom, but truthfully helping other people find their true selves, get sober and fit, and pursue their dreams and the absolute best version of everything that they have the ability to become. So this channel is going to change a lot with time. But I'm still out here pursuing adventure and freedom, and those videos are fun to make. So that's not coming to an end. I just have to figure out how to package this all together. And I think, the cool thing is I can show, tripping on sticks. I can show my progress. I can show the difference. I can show what's happened with time. I can show that this is not an overnight thing. You don't do it in 90 days. You don't do it in 6 months. This is a lifelong commitment. A lifelong commitment to yourself, a lifelong commitment to a better path and a better purpose. And I've found that path, and now I'm just creating the individual that can prove to others that this is the path. This is the way to go, to get healthy, to get sober, to get fit, and not to have cheat days, to not take breaks, not do it mostly, but just to do it, to become and be that person. And as I convey this part of my belief, my image, it just reinforces that much more that this is what I'm doing, that I'm living the healthy, sober, fit life. And I didn't have any idea. God, that skinny, fat, drunk version of myself would be so proud if I could fast forward. Dude, you should see me in the mirror with my shirt off. Oh my goodness, I'm killing it. And I'm out here on the West Coast, and I'm freelancing for the custom motorcycle manufacturer, making good money, and I'm living in my 4x4 camper that I built. And I can't tell you, I got myself off antidepressants along this too. That was pretty rough. It was probably about 6 months before my brain chemistry and body adjusted to that, and that's while I was stopping drinking. And it's been around 50 days when I realized, well, this is my path. I have to become the example for others, that to really help them follow this path. And then I just literally in the split second said, oh, well, can't smoke pot anymore, so quit doing that. But that was so easy. After the alcohol, after the gym, after nutrition, after literally, I had Taco Bell once on this trip the whole time, and that was early on, because within the first day or two, because I didn't know where to go and everything was closed and I was hungry. And I still do chicken burrito bowls at Chipotle from time to time, which it's rice and beans and chicken and veggies. There's nothing wrong with that at all. So I don't put anything bad in this body, and I ask a lot of it. I'm sore every day. I'm sore all the time, and it's a good sore. It's a sore that I earned, a sore that I work for, and it's a sore that rewards me every single day as my body gets leaner and stronger, and my confidence grows, and I prove to myself every day that I ain't no punk. I'm gonna get in there, I'm gonna go do the work, and I'm gonna keep pursuing my dreams and goals. And physical fitness, the gym, was what started all of this. So if you're lost, if you're hurting, if you've got a bad habit or an addiction you're fighting, you're seeking purpose in life, just get in the gym. You don't have to really know what you're doing. Don't hurt yourself. Work hard. Don't lift too heavy. Just get in the habit. Go in there, feel the burn. If you don't know what else to do some cardio, do some abs. You don't have to be good at any of it. You don't even have to understand what any of it is, as long as you're not doing anything that's damaging your joints. Just get in there and start the habit. And 60 days in, you start to figure things out. 90 days in, you start to figure out a program. You start to learn things. Look up Jeff Cavalier, Athlete X, on YouTube. that's pretty much where I figured everything out. The guy's a trainer and a physical therapist, so he kind of explains what to do and why, you know. And I just started following his stuff, and then I started figuring things out, and then I started learning a little more about nutrition, and you know, before you know it, it's this virtuous circle. You just keep getting better and better at everything, and like all of a sudden, it's, man, I don't want any vices, I don't want any pot. I still love hookah, but I'm not doing hookah anymore. I've had some like temptation, like, well, man, I don't have any vices, maybe I should have a cigar. I'm trying to take care of these teeth, and I've been whitening them up, get them straightened out. I mean, you know, it's sure there's still minor temptations, but they're easily overcome by seeing all the good of taking care of myself, of the way I feel, of the way I look, of the confidence I have knowing that, yeah, I was faced with temptation and I easily overcame it this time. Excuse me. So, boy, hey, we made a couple good laps. I've got a bunch of work to get done tonight still. I mean, I could stop at any time. Oh, what's going on? Is my vehicle here? Did I get towed? I didn't get towed, did I? Okay, no. So I've still got plenty of work to do tonight. There's no real deadline. I'm just trying to get everything done as quick as possible. You know, I've got 90 days to make this perform and start really generating some income, generating revenue for my client, or it comes to an end. And, you know, I have a long-standing personal relationship with the owners of this business too, and, you know, believe so deeply in what I'm doing, and I want it to succeed so bad for them and for me. So, you know, time to get back to work, find your vision, get in the gym, do whatever it takes to find that vision, get in the gym today. Love you guys. If you're a man ready to make your comeback, join the Comebacks community on Discord.